Alright, so these are the lungs. Of course, you have the left lung here, the right lung here. There are a few ways to tell the difference. The left lung is going to have the cardiac notch, which is this opening right in here. The right lung is also going to have two fissures, which are these openings here, and the left lung is only going to have one. So just keep that in mind. Thing about the lungs is we use the word pleura for lungs. So there is a layer directly on the lungs called the visceral pleura. Outside the lungs, you have the parietal pleura, which is actually attached to the back of the rib cage on cadavers. That's the connective tissue that you can peel off and it cracks and makes some fun noises. This here is the secondary fissure. It is also called the horizontal fissure. It is only found on the right lung. The fissure that is found on both lungs is the primary fissure or oblique fissure, and it's this one that wraps around. If we take these lungs off, you can see the carina, which is this junction right here, where the trachea comes down and goes to form the primary bronchus. And then it will go into the bronchioles and all that other fun stuff that we don't really care about in lab. Here you have a red vessel and here you have a blue vessel. Usually red is artery and blue is vein. This is one of those exceptions to the rule. When it comes to the lungs, we're talking about pulmonary vessels. The pulmonary artery is going to be blue and the pulmonary vein is going to be red. If this is a concept that doesn't make sense to you, honestly, you need to draw out the blood flow of the heart. So this blue right here is going to be a pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery takes deoxygenated blood away from the heart to the lungs where it becomes oxygenated. When that blood becomes oxygenated, it goes back to the heart through the pulmonary veins. And because it's going to be oxygenated, the pulmonary vein is going to be red. And because the blood that was going to the lungs was deoxygenated, it was blue. Down here we have the esophagus, and then all this in here is the diaphragm. Down here you have the muscle of the diaphragm, and this white connective tissue up here is the central tendon of the diaphragm. This is a hiatus. A hiatus is an opening or a break, and it is a break or an opening for the giant artery here called the aorta, so we call that the aortic hiatus. This right here would be the caval hiatus for the inferior vena cava, and then this one right here is the esophageal hiatus. This is the superior vena cava, and this is a continuation of the aorta. The superior vena cava has two branches. These two branches are called brachiocephalic veins. Off of the brachiocephalic veins, you have subclavian veins and internal jugular veins. Bear in mind, if these vessels get tagged, or if vessels in general get tagged on the exam, be sure to specify whether it's the left side or the right side. This artery right here is the brachiocephalic artery. You do not specify right or left for the brachiocephalic arteries, but you do for the veins. The reason is because you have two brachiocephalic veins, but only one brachiocephalic artery. Off of the brachiocephalic artery, you're going to have the right common carotid and the right subclavian. Coming directly off of the aorta, you'll have the left common carotid and then the left subclavian artery. And that's it.